Another epic conversation today. I'm joined by former footballer, over 400 appearances. Yeah, in the Football League, it's not a joke. I'm telling you, you got to be serious to do that. Welcome, Joe Kuffour. Welcome, brother. Thanks for coming on the pod, bro.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Welcome for coming down and all of that stuff. But
no problem, man.
I was going to speak to you about, obviously, you've played football. Life after football is a big topic. A lot of footballers, they struggle with you know, that transition after football. That's all they've known all their lives. How was that for you? And what are you currently doing as well in terms of, obviously, life after football?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like, football's all you know. It was all I knew from the age of 8.
Yeah.
All the way up until I retired when I was 33.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 years early than the official football retirement age. But luckily for me, I'd already had things set up, had a business set up with one of my friends who wasn't involved in football. And yeah, we had a media and marketing. Well, we have a media and marketing company.
So
So I was transitioning from early, to be honest. Like, I was ready. I didn't have to force myself to continue playing. Like, you see some players that have to play till like they're 40 because they know nothing else, and getting another job, an office job, a van driver is just, it's not the one, man. So yeah, you have to prepare as a athlete, as a player. Try and look after your money as best as possible, because comes fast, but there's going to be a point where it stops. And just try and live within your means, man. To be honest, I've always been like that. So my dad taught me the right way. So yeah.
Nah, it's important, man, because I've had these conversations many times with footballers as well. It's like, what do you do when you're done? But what you did was, I'm not gonna be reactive. I'm gonna be proactive. Do you know what I'm saying? Which is very, very important. Where did that, you touched on your pops, like your dad.
I mean,
did that stem from him?
Yeah, him, my mum especially. I've seen a lot of it. Like, when I was growing up, a lot of players that won't name no names, but coming out of football, going into bankruptcy, getting divorced, all sorts of things. So you just got to keep a wise head on your shoulders, because obviously I know that the money's coming, which is good at the time. And when you finish playing, you might even be still in your career, and you have to drop down a level, and the money you were making, you're no longer making that. So it's just living within your means, not trying to impress the outside world.
It's hard these days.
It's hard, bro, to be honest. When I was growing up, there was no Instagram.
It
was just
same.
Facebook, which was dead. So yeah, it was a bit
on
easier.
MySpace.
Yeah. So now it's like, people have a reputation to live up to, but you just have to try and block out the noise. It's easier said than done, but stay within your means, man. That's it.
Nah, it's important, man, especially for the young ballers as well these days. They're getting paid a lot of money, and it's like, some of them don't know what to do with it because of the fact that they are coming from a certain background that lifestyle hasn't been taught. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think the PFA are trying to do a bit of education on that now, but it's like, what do you tell a young baller who their family may have never seen this kind of money? They start getting these big contracts and start seeing these cars, these houses, watches, things like that. Girls come into it, and they're just trying to impress. So it's just about educating the generation coming up. Hopefully that will stick.
100%, man. It's important, man. There's people like yourself as well. Again, when we spoke about, you know, why the podcast started off there, it's getting people like yourself that's been in the industry and can drop some gems on these youths as well. And not even just the youths. We spoke about players that are probably coming to the end of their career as well, to think about what you know, what's the next steps? What's my next career path? Because football's not a long-term industry. If you're really good, you're going to get 10 years max. Do you know what I'm saying? If you're really, really good and make a good living.
And out of that, there's only the 1% that are going to be the Messis, the Ronaldos that never have to work again.
Do you know what I'm saying?
If you're in the football league and you haven't looked after your money, chances are you're going to be working as a footballer. What what qualifications do you really have to go
Yeah.
out into the real world, as they
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make a new living for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man, you just have to. It's it's hard, but you have
Yeah.
to keep your wits about you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the transition, you need to plan at least 2 3 years in advance. For me, I never wanted to go into coaching, didn't really want to go into agency. Like, so the agent that signed me, I was the first player that he signed, named Will Sorthouse. He owns USM, Unique Sports Management. Now they look after the likes of Zaha. They do some deals with Harry Kane, and they got loads of players now. But yeah, he was my deal from Brentford to Bournemouth was his first ever transaction, so
Okay.
to speak.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't really. He always said, "Come and work with me when you retire," but I didn't really want to stay in that industry either. So, yeah, I mean, I had my plan from
Yeah.
early,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it was good that it wasn't with someone that was in football as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we transitioned out, and we do media and marketing over sort of the whole broad spectrum.
Okay.
But I come in and took over the sports. I looked at myself coming towards the end, and I thought, okay, what do I have that people want? And it's literally my phone book.
Yeah. That's
These
powerful.
these companies, these brands, they have the whole setup. They
Yeah.
have the brands, but they don't have the athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Athletes are the hardest thing to get
Yeah. Yeah.
and the most difficult to get there on time, showing up, because they're making the money. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what do I need this for?
Yeah.
They'll tell you they're coming and they won't even show up.
It's like,
So
yeah, it's like they're obliged to do it, but they don't
yeah,
really want to do it
yeah,
in that. Do you know what I
exactly.
mean? So
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah.
So I was coming from the angle of, this is my friend now, so I can speak to him. I can make sure he's coming on time.
Mhm.
So from that, I just connected with all these brands on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Powerful tool, by the way, as well, man.
Yeah, massive,
Yeah.
massive. People don't realize. I just researched. My first ever dealing was with a company called Football Daily, which
Okay.
are owned by Diagonal View,
Yeah. Yeah.
which Sky bought them. So they do a lot of the content for Sky Sports Football and things like that. So yeah, they were the first company that I really started pushing with
Yeah.
them. They had a show called Football Social.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sponsor.
Is that now the Saturday social with like
No,
chunks and
that's a
that? Is that a
different
different
thing.
one?
Yeah,
Okay.
Football Social was in the studio of Soccer AM, and they would watch one game live with
Yeah.
screen of all the other games, have a guest on, and they were sponsored by what was their sponsor?
Bro, I can't remember. Do you know why? Never had Sky, bro. It was
Me
it was hard times when I was growing up, bro. We didn't have Sky 1 to 5, Go Lazio, Channel 4. Do you know
Yeah, I
what I'm saying?
remember. Me too, bro. Trust me. But
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
they got a big sponsor,
Yeah, yeah.
and literally it was just betting odds, really.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was bringing in a lot of my talent that I know into their shows, and yeah, it just started snowballing from there.
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. That's dope. And in terms of like getting into media, was that something that you've always had an interest in, or it was kind of like,
Nah,
let me dive into that world?
didn't even didn't even cross my mind,
Yeah.
literally. As I said, I just sat there one day in our
Yeah.
office. We had an office in Farringdon,
Okay.
and I thought, what do I have that these people need?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I was seeing interviews, I was seeing a lot of ex-players as
yeah,
pundits, and I was thinking, I know this guy, like I can
yeah,
phone him now.
yeah, and make it happen.
For instance, Clinton Morrison, and make it happen. So I was like, so who's got him on this show where he's presenting every Saturday on Sky? So literally, I just did my own research. As I
Yeah,
said, went on LinkedIn and just started connecting dots. I met with the kickoff show run by True Geordie,
yeah,
had meetings with Copper 90, with Give Me Sport. So I looked at all the big brands that were doing what I wanted to get into,
hmm
and just literally just messaged the head person
That's
and
dope, man.
just got meetings with them, brought my roster with me, my
Yeah,
list, and yeah, just as I say, snowballed from there, man.
that's sick, bro. Do you know what it is? Like for me personally, yeah, when I hear stories like that where people don't really know much about the industry, but they still go full throttle with it,
Mm.
for me, it's like that upbringing, man. Like
100%. Yeah.
growing up, I know you said you grew up in Tottenham.
Mm.
Like I went to school in Tottenham, everything like that.
Mm.
Growing up in them environments, it's like sink or swim.
100%.
If you're not swimming, you're going down. So you got to fend for
Drowning
yourself.
quick. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like when you're doing things like that, do you feel you growing up in Tottenham has put you in a certain position to say, well, I don't need to know X, Y, and Z. I'm going to put myself in that position to get to know you anyway. Do you think like that's come from there?
100%. I mean, since I've retired, I've been doing a lot of mind work on myself in terms of being positive, feeling positive, thinking positive. But I didn't know back then I was doing it anyway, where I knew what I wanted. I was being positive about it. I knew as a fact I would be in the Sky Sports studios every week, like helping with production and everything. I just put my mind to it, and it requires work, but to me it was fun. It was inspired work. So yeah, it was quite an easy sort of transition and thing to get into, but I think it was my mindset that made it that way. Whereas I could have been the other way and not just wondered, how am I going to do it? Like, you don't need to worry about the how. Just make the first steps.
Get started.
Get started, and things will just happen for you. Like things were lining up for me where I was at Sky, I was meeting another person, I was meeting this person, that person, and everything just connected where I just become a sort of, I was just looking after a lot of these players. I don't ever sign players to me. So with my company, we don't sign players, where a lot of these big agencies and a lot of these big talent companies, they will sign players to them. I was an ex-player. These people sit in their offices, they'd never played football before. So I like my players to be free. If I have a job for you, I'll call you and say, this is what it is. This is the budget. Are you on it? Literally. And yeah, so that's the way I work. And to be fair, it's been fruitful. I can't complain. But yeah,
I can see, bro, looking healthy, bro.
Yeah, my upbringing definitely helped with that, though. Yeah, have to, man. You have to be strong-minded
100%.
To get out of there.
Yeah, man.
100%.
Like Tottenham it's a place that, man. You have to be strong mentally to come through, man.
Yeah,
Drop saying Hackney, all these places. But it's a beautiful place at the same time.
Yeah, I love it, man. I'm always back there.
Do you know what I'm saying?
My late mother, rest in peace. She was still. I tried to move her. She didn't want to move. Like, that's her home. She knows it.
That's how it gets, though, innit? They're comfortable.
Yeah,
they're not living the life that's around them. They got a different world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She was comfortable. She knew every shop, every owner, every person walking in the street.
Local butcher. You know what I mean? Get a mutton and that. You know what I mean?
Trust me, we was there every week, bro. I felt like I spent my life on that high street. But
trust me,
it was my upbringing, man. You either sink or swim, as you say. And I had a lot of boys, like my friends, that were good ballers, but their attitude weren't right. From early, I realized that. I'd listen to my coach. Even if I didn't agree with them, I'd listen to them and try and put it right in training, on the field. It's all about your attitude, man. You can't go into training thinking you're on the road and shorts down your bum. Now, it don't work like that, bro. I've seen a lot of men like that. They didn't get very far. So you have to adapt.
100%.
You have to adapt to your environment. And just be able to mix. So I can literally go anywhere and fit in, just because I've learned to adapt myself. I know who I am, but I can adapt myself to the environment I'm in and fit in.
That's a powerful tool to have, though, bro.
Yeah, it takes a lot of learning. A lot of learning, a lot of training, but you can do it.
100%.
And it's not losing yourself, because I know where I'm from. Like, people see me in Tottenham, they know. They know I'm there. But if you want to get far in your life and progress, you need to be adaptive.
100%, man. That's a powerful tool to have, like I just said, man. But bro, let's dive into, obviously, you making it as a pro, but prior to that, signing for one of the biggest clubs in the world.
Not anymore, bro.
Well,
yeah.
But I don't say that, man. You're hurting me. But I'm an Arsenal fan.
Mate.
It's hard to see where we're at right now. But at that time, it was one of the biggest. It still is. It still is. It still is. But in terms of at that time, it was a big club. Like, coming from Tottenham as well, going to the other side, North London. Like, what was the how did you get there first and foremost? Was there a specific, like your mindset, was it specifically in a certain way, or like was you training a certain way, or was it just kind of like it just happened?
Nah, to be honest, like from young, like anyone that knows me from them age, just I had the natural ability.
Yeah.
So it was more of a case of I just love football. I want to play. And yeah, I was playing for Enfield Rangers at the time. I think I got scouted for Arsenal by my scout, Bill Hollindale. He he was working for the Arsenal, well, it wasn't an academy then, but the youth structure. And I was 8 years old. He took me down there. Times were hard, like back then, where my mum couldn't take me every week, so my brother used to take me, but also my scout would even pick me up, bring me to training, and yeah, he believed in me a lot. And at that time, I had the amount of clubs I could have gone literally anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
Like I had Man U.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had
Okay.
loads of clubs, but I just Arsenal at the time was a big club for me. Ian Wright was my hero at the
Jeez.
time, so it was close as well.
Did you support Arsenal?
Back then, I didn't really support Ian Wright. I liked players.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Ian Wright at the time was one of
Yeah.
my favorite
So you was
players.
ahead of the game, bro.
Yeah.
Because right now people supporting players, they're not supporting teams no more.
Yeah, I
Like,
was supporting
do you know what I
players.
mean?
It was a weird
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I then became an Arsenal fan, having to watch them
Okay.
every home game as a
Yeah.
youth team player. Part of your learning. Yeah, you go and watch the first team. So yeah, I think it wasn't in my mind that I wanted to be a footballer, but I was just enjoying the game. I was just playing for Rangers at the time, scoring 3, 4,
Yeah.
5 goals a game. And yeah, I got scouted at a young age.
How old was you?
8 years old.
Oh, 8, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
8. Yeah. Well, now they're signing these 8-year-olds on big deals.
Yeah, what's going on? Like, what is going on out here,
I
bro?
don't know, man. Too much too soon for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just going, like, you just don't know how a player's going to develop. But as soon as another club wants them, these clubs don't want to be seen as losing out because they didn't take the chance. And everyone wants the next big thing. So yeah, I was 8 years old, went down there, and I was there till I was 20, nearly
Wow,
21.
that's a big chunk, bro.
Yeah, long time, man.
Yeah. So fast forward, you're in the club, you're getting to 15, 16, 17. What's that like for you around the area?
So at that time, I thought I was the man, innit? I
As you do.
I signed when I left school, a 2-year YTS scheme at the time, and then a 2-year professional contract, which took me to 20. Got signing on fee, everything. Bought brand new Peugeot 206 at the
Them
time.
times it was
Had
clean.
the rims. It's funny story actually. I got that car brand new, but one of my teammates at the time, Jay Boffroyd, he knew someone that worked at Peugeot. So he got me like $4,000 off the car. And
Oh yeah. Okay,
I
nice.
thought I was the man, all black, just rolling in Tottenham. And
Tinted.
yeah, of course. Yeah, all black. And now I thought I was the man, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's when my mind started not focusing on ball, but sort of the outside influences, thinking about what rave are we going to go to after this game and things like that. So yeah, I mean, you have to keep your mind focused. Have to all the way through. But yeah, at them ages, we won the FA Youth Cup.
Yeah, you had a sick team.
Yeah, we had, at the time, we were the best youth team around.
Was Jermaine Pennant in that group as well?
Yeah, well, he came late, but
Okay,
he was in the group. Yeah,
Yeah.
Pennant. We had Rowan Ricketts. We had Steve Sidwell, Jerome Thomas, Jay Boffroyd, Graham Stack, John Halls.
They've all gone to have a good career as well, man.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like with that group, if we weren't at Arsenal at the time, we would have all made first team at, say, a West Ham or another club like that, because we were that sick. But at Arsenal, there was just no chance.
Yeah, it's
no
difficult,
chance.
but you had the Invincible team there, innit?
Yeah, it was the Invincibles year.
when no one's breaking that team.
Nah, tough, man. Like, to be honest, I can't blame Wenger because they didn't lose a game all season. When we was in the youth team and sort of training with the first team. So it's hard for him to bring players in. I think Ashley Cole was the only one that kind of broke through. And that was an injury to Silvino, was it?
Yeah,
at the
Slovenia,
time.
yeah.
And
He wasn't even a left back, was he?
No.
Okay.
Who, Silvino?
No, Ashley. Yeah.
It's funny story actually. When on my trial with Arsenal, I was a right back.
Okay.
Ashley was a left winger.
Okay, yeah.
And for some reason they wanted to switch me to a striker, because back then I was just faster than everyone.
Yeah.
Like literally I was proper rapid. So me and Ashley played up front one game. We both scored 4 each.
Oh, is it?
And that was it. That was my change from right back to up front.
Okay.
So yeah, funny story. But yeah, he was the only one that really broke through from the sort of 3-year age range. From he was the year above. Then we had my lot in terms of me, Bothroyd and all them lot. And below we had Pennant, Jerome Thomas, who, they played a few games,
players, man.
but played a few games, but never really established themselves in the first team. But it was just tough times, man. As I say, if we was at another club, a lot of us would have gone through.
100%, man. And bro, I don't want to skip past it, man. Like being at Arsenal them times, Henry, Bergkamp, Vieira, like that. I can go on the whole time. What was it like walking into that club? Like, what did you learn the most being at that club during that time?
To be honest, everyone goes on about Henry because of his goal scoring record and the outrageous things he did. But Dennis Bergkamp, any first team member around that era will tell you Bergkamp's the best player.
Yeah.
Things I used to see this guy do was ridiculous. And he was so humble, down to earth. He would chat to us. And to be fair, Henry always spoke to me like every day in training, every day around the club. Like
Mr. Vavavoom, bro.
Yeah, he would chat. It's funny because it was more the English lot.
Okay.
Like the Lee Dixons that were a bit stuck up.
But
the Frenchman and all them that came in, they were proper cool. Like Henry, the Wiltords, Vieiras, they were proper cool. So it was a nice time. It was tough, hard to break through, but as I say, they were invincible. So
you can't break that, man. Can't break. What about your interaction with like Wenger? What was that like?
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I always remember one thing he said to me was, it was in a pre-season. We had a pre-season friendly, and he said the day before we had sprint tests, so it was pre-season, so it was over.
Where was you in the charts there, bro? The sprint test.
So literally, it was 10 yards, a sort of shuttle run, and a 20-yard dash.
Okay.
So you got the cameras set up at the start and finish, and it records your speed and the time you get. And I just blew everyone out of the water.
This is including first team as well?
So it was first team training.
Okay. Were you saying quicker than Henry?
I was quick, bruv. Trust me. Back then,
Cool.
So I always remember, it's just stuck with me. He said, if you don't score more than 3 goals a game, it's a crime with your speed.
Wow.
So as soon as he said that, I thought, okay. So I felt like my chest was up now. I was thinking, all right, this guy, he knows who I am. He's seen me training. He's seen my speed. So he would always involve like me, especially, and all the other players in the pre-season friendlies. But we never actually broke through. But he was a nice guy. He came in, he changed the whole philosophy in terms of the healthy eating, the sleeping at the right times, resting. Because before that, like, it was just reckless. Parlour and them, man, they just going out drinking. And
that was the culture then.
He changed the whole culture of English football. And we saw it right in front of our eyes. Like, he changed everything. Respect to him for that.
Definitely, man. He changed the whole game, like the Premiership as well. And so going forward, obviously difficult to break into the first team, as everyone would know. What was your thoughts like? Was your thoughts like, I'm going to stick at it, or I'm going to try and find somewhere else to play?
So at the time, it was a lot of us wanted to leave. We knew we had ability. We weren't getting no chance, but then you're seeing other players at other clubs that you're as good as, if not better, getting a chance in the first team and making a name for themselves, signing new deals. So to be honest, a lot of our youth team and reserve team there wanted to get away. So an opportunity arose for me to go out on loan to Swindon.
Okay.
Managers there at the time were Roy Evans and Neil Ruddock.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I thought, okay, these guys, Neil Ruddock's played, big player, Liverpool, etc. Roy Evans managed Liverpool, good manager in the
Yeah.
game. He's got a good reputation. Phoned me, really wanted me to come down. So I ended up signing there for 3 months on loan.
Okay. What was that like though? Because you're coming from Arsenal, like no disrespect to Swindon, but the game is completely different.
Yeah.
You're playing football at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Lower leagues, you're wrestling, bro.
Stuff.
Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I found that out quickly. Like
Yeah.
it's a wrestling match.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially I'm not a tall guy.
Yeah.
I was quick.
Yeah.
These guys were just wrestling me. Like I'm having defenders that are 6'7". Just yeah, it was a mad time. But I think it helped me grow because it was the first time I moved out of London as well.
Okay.
So I was in a hotel in Swindon for 3 months, involved in now a first team setup where at Arsenal I was in and out, training with them some days we're with the reserves. So it made me grow up and realize that there are other teams out there.
Yeah.
The football was difficult, I won't lie. At Arsenal, even if we're 6 yards out, keepers on us, we're taught to sort of pass the ball in the net. If there's my striker's next to me and he's got a tap in, I'll just roll it to him and he'll tap it in. But at that level, Swindon at the time, it was like
Route one.
I realized you had to, if you weren't greedy, then it was going to be difficult.
Yeah. Your hammies must have been going every single game.
It was a slog, trust me, every game. But I liked it. I liked the experience. It was difficult living in a hotel for 3 months, but I got some game experience and all the lads there were quality. So they made me feel welcome.
No, definitely,
so,
man.
Yeah, I remember scoring on my debut in a big rivalry. So we played Reading, beat them 3-1, which Reading and Swindon are close. So it's like a local derby. And I think that was my second game.
Okay.
So from there, everyone, because I scored the third goal, like the fans took to me, players took to me, and it was a good time. But if I would go back, I would have went to a ball playing lower league team because from what I was used to at the time, as I say, Arsenal, we used to pass teams to death, pass and move. But if I knew at the time, I would have definitely gone to a ball playing team like that where I could have excelled even more, because your loan spell is very, very important. Like people judging you on how you can perform in a man's game. So I did score a few goals. I think I scored 3 goals or 3 or 4 goals, something like that. But it was difficult. And it's just because it was Route 1 football. It was a fight every game. Yeah. So
no, it's definitely difficult, man. And in terms of like you knowing that, okay, it's only 3 months. A lot of players sometimes struggle with that as well, and where they're thinking, I'm only here for 3 months, try and get as many games as I can, and I'm out of here. Where was your mind at in terms of like what can I get out of this loan spell?
Yeah, so at first I was excited to get started. Started really well. Scored early on, as I say, against Reading. I think I even scored on my debut. I came on against Scunthorpe. But then as the weeks went on and I realized how much of a slogfest it was, like it plays on you. Like this ain't football. Like what am I doing here? I'm away from home. So the 3 months was actually, I was wishing it was only a month. But no disrespect to Swindon, because it was a nice club, but it just weren't the football I was used to. It was the first time I was away from home. I was literally going home every Saturday after a game and driving back Sunday night back to the hotel. So
and you was by yourself in a hotel as well?
I was by myself. My friends would come up a couple of Saturdays to watch the game, but more or less by myself, just living out of a case, just ordering spare desserts, room service. So it was a madness.
That's tough though, man. Like I think these are the things that people don't realize sometimes, where as a footballer they think it's all glitz and glamour, but really there's a lot of sacrifices that you're doing. Like first time that you're leaving home, living out a suitcase is not the most stable sort of way to live. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's not stable. There's only a very limited few players that are able to stay at one club, stay in the area they grew up, and like progress all the way through to the first team and have a
Yeah.
long career there. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was tough, but it also made me man up.
Yeah.
First time away from home, as I say, and it kind of built me for the remainder of my career.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's like you said, it's an important part, like the loan move. Like we've seen the likes of Emil Smith Rowe, where he's gone
Mm,
Huddersfield, he's done all right there. He's
mm,
come into Arsenal set up at the moment. So it's
mm,
important, man. So after the Swindon move,
mm.
what happened after that? What was your mindset? Was you thinking like I want to get back to the higher level or
Yeah, well, after that, I was thinking I want to get back to Arsenal now and try and break
okay.
in.
Yeah.
So went back. It was a mad. I never told anyone this story, but one day in training, I went to shoot. I felt my knee pop,
Okay.
but didn't think nothing of it. Just carried on, and from then on, my knee never felt right ever. But never got treatment.
You didn't
Like
mention it to the
now,
physio.
nah, nothing.
Okay.
Now I think I might have said, "Oh, my knee hurts," but it was coming. It was the last year of my pro deal,
Mhm.
so it was in my 20s, and I remember didn't want to jeopardize getting another deal or another move by being injured because then you're out the shop window.
Yeah.
So I just continued, but I was literally popping um painkillers
Wow.
every session, every game, like just popping them just to get through the game.
Yeah.
And because I knew obviously it's time now, like it's either make deal or no deal.
Tough, man.
Even if you're not playing, other clubs can't see you.
Mm.
At this time, I was more thinking towards the other clubs because, like as I say, Arsenal, you could see there was no chance of any of us really playing. So yeah, I mean, after that, I went. ITV Digital collapsed.
Okay. Yeah.
A lot of clubs were getting their money in the football league
Yeah.
from the TV rights. It collapsed that year of my last deal at Arsenal. So literally, when we parted ways, me and Arsenal, I was without a club till I'd say about September,
Okay. Well,
early October time. Yeah, training on my own.
what was that like?
Tough, tough. Knowing that like, knowing I'm a good player, top goal scorer in all of my age
Yeah.
groups, top goal scorer in the reserves at the time before I left. And then to just be without a club, it was actually, it was tough. I
Mhm.
remember running around Tottenham on the roads, just trying to keep fit,
Keep fitting that.
going park. Um, and then a lot of my teammates either stayed at Arsenal on another year pro were or had already signed up for another team like pre-contract.
Yeah.
So it was tough. And then I had a call from my agent at the time, and he told me that Torquay wanted me to go down there just to train,
Okay.
just to keep fit.
Did you know where that was, Torquay?
Didn't have a clue, bro. I looked on the map and I was like, this is a 3 hour plus drive. And I was
Yeah.
like, nah. So then he said, look, it's just training, just go, just
Yeah.
a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
and come back. And hopefully we'll have a club for you like closer to home. So I went down there. The manager at the time was Leroy Rosinia.
Okay. Yeah.
3 hour drive. I remember I was thinking, where am I going? Like, this is mad. Got there the first day of training. One of my old teammates, Lee Canaville, was already signed to them. So he welcomed me in. Obviously, he had told the other boys about me
Yeah.
that we're getting Joe, like he's
Yeah.
sick. I thought I'm just going there for training, but the manager at the time had other ideas. He obviously told my agent just bring him down. But when I went down there, I'll tell you what, I loved the place.
Yeah.
Loved it. Like I was at the seaside.
Yeah.
Had a good nightlife there.
Yeah.
All the boys were together. It weren't
Yeah.
like Arsenal where
Yeah.
after training everyone went and done their own thing. Like they've still got their friends from home, and we was a close knit family, and I loved it. Literally went there on the Thursday for training. Friday, Leroy Rosinia wanted to sign me on a pre-contract so I could play
Wow.
on the Saturday.
What, a
That
day
quick.
like that quick?
That quick.
Wow.
So I had to make a
And
decision.
what did you have training the day before or?
Yeah, so on the Thursday was the
Okay.
first session.
Okay.
Killed it.
Yeah.
He wanted me to play on Saturday. So on Friday he came in with a, I forgot the terminology, but like not signed,
Yeah.
but so you can play the game.
Yeah.
Ended up signing that, playing, and stayed there for like 3.5, 4 years.
Wow. So
We
that was like
won,
home for you.
yeah, we won promotion. Although it was a far drive,
Yeah.
when I was there, I did love it. Like that was
Yeah.
the first time I didn't really think of coming home every weekend.
Okay.
We were
Okay.
such a close-knit family. As I say, we won promotion. All the lads done everything together, because there was only a couple of players that were from Devon.
Okay.
Everyone else was from outside, so they ain't got their family either.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So literally, we was all together. But
That's beautiful,
yeah, it
man.
was good, man. We had some good players as well.
Yeah.
Very good, yeah.
No, that's powerful,
Good
man.
team.
Do you think like hearing that story, do you think the manager has a big role or big responsibility to kind of set that sort of foundation for the team to feel comfortable, especially when players are not from the area, don't have family around? Do you feel that was down to management why you felt comfortable?
Management and players, I think, just because of where it was, as I say, no one really had their family,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so everyone was kind of fending for themselves. So we stuck together.
Mhm.
Um, we did everything together. After training, would go for food, would go nights out together.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like a family, because it's too far to go home most
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
weekends. So
Yeah,
yeah, it was the manager, I would say, because he wasn't from there either.
yeah.
So he kind of kept us close knit.
Mhm.
We had a good run, good team, won a good promotion, like against the odds. It was the first time they had ever been promoted into that division, which was
Yeah,
League One at the time.
yeah,
So yeah, I think Leroy definitely played a big role in it.
yeah.
Mm,
Nice. I think it's important, man. Right. So you've done that 3.5, 4 years now.
mm,
Moving forward, what's football looking like for you now? Is it more like a job, or is it like, are you enjoying it? Because I know there's a lot of footballers that say
mm,
it becomes a hobby, like it becomes a job. It's not
mm.
a hobby no more. What was that like for you?
At that time, it was still a hobby, I would say. Um, but I've now realized that it's not gonna go always the way you want it. I wanted to stay at Arsenal and play in the first team. Like, obviously, at the time, my best player was Ian Wright.
Mhm.
So I'm starting to realize, okay, Arsenal's not the only thing, but I can play here and hopefully get back up there. So yeah, it was still a hobby. As I say, it's so important to enjoy your football in terms of off the field, on the field. You take it in, and I loved it there. So it was still a hobby to me at the time. I was enjoying
Yeah.
my football. Yeah, I was scoring goals.
How many did you
We
get
were
there?
winning games. I'm not sure actually.
Yeah.
Scored quite a
Did
fair
you
few.
did
Yeah,
you never like count how many goals you
not
scored?
really. No,
No.
nah. I never really counted, but I just remember when it was my 100th goal in the football league.
Yeah.
After the game, like one of the coaches told me, "Oh, that was your 100th goal," but I never actually
Is
kept
it?
count.
Why
Yeah,
was that though? You never
I don't
counted.
know.
You just
Nah,
just a it's normal for
I
you.
never set
Yeah.
targets either. Never.
Okay.
Like every season, you get players that I want to score 20 this season. I
Yeah.
want to score 15. My thing was just to enjoy playing and just create, score, and just see what happens at the end of the season.
Okay.
So yeah, never kept targets,
Yeah.
never counted. Obviously, after my 100th, I knew what I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an
So
elite club to be in, bro. 100 league goals,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Not
It's
a lot
not
of
easy
players
because a
reach
lot.
that.
Yeah, no, a lot of people think like, it's the lower league. Like,
Mm,
it's not hard to get into, but
mm.
it's a tough league. It's
Difficult,
more
man.
difficult. I've heard like Premier League players that have dropped down. They say it's harder to go down than to
Yeah,
play in the Prem.
I think I would say that. Like, depending on the kind of player you are, the kind of player I was,
Yeah,
it was more one and two touch, quick movement. Um, so it's definitely harder lower leagues. It would have been easier in the Prem to play,
yeah,
get more time, you get more space. But that in the lower leagues, I'm not sure about now, but back then it was long balls, it was a fight.
yeah, yeah,
It was literally you had to do most things yourself
yeah,
because players weren't on my wavelength. Like not even being big headed,
yeah,
but
yeah. But it's a
coming from
different
where I
upbringing, isn't
was,
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
different upbringing. Players weren't on my wavelength, so it was just literally um had to do things yourself, or
mm.
you'd find it you wouldn't really get that move you wanted.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
No, definitely, man. It's definitely. I've heard a lot of
Mm,
pros find it difficult. So going forward now, you've had a brilliant career. Like I said, over 400 appearances. You didn't even know about that neither.
I knew it was around that
around
mark,
that
but
figure,
yeah,
yeah. But yeah, so you've had a beautiful career. Like we spoke about at the beginning, coming up to the end of the career now. Did you speak to anyone and say like, all right, cool, I'm gonna be retiring soon? Like, what advice would you give me, or was it just like, all right, cool, I'm gonna sort this out myself?
Nah, it's more like you fending for yourselves.
Okay.
Obviously, during your career, the PFA put things on where you can get education. They'll pay for like half your tuition fee.
Yeah.
You have to do the coaching badges when you're coming up through an academy. So I had them things. I passed in my sports science. When I was with Arsenal, we had to go college as well, which was 1.5 days a week.
Okay.
But no, you literally, yeah, it was pointless. On a Wednesday, we had to go and have, I think, a Friday morning or afternoon. But yeah, I think it's more or less you're left to fend for yourself. Yeah. I mean, I hope they've improved that now, because in terms of mental health and things like that are coming out a lot more nowadays. It's hard for sports people that have been there and then they're transitioning out. But at the time, nah, it was more, I have to thank my boy for that Chima, because he set up the company before and we spoke about me joining when I retired. So yeah, it was literally just fending for myself, to be honest. Yeah. But I always knew I was smart. Like I wasn't gonna be just doing nothing after football.
Yeah. No, it's important, man. It's important. Right, bro. I know we can talk for hours right now, man. Like 100%. And I know we haven't covered a lot of stuff. We're gonna have to definitely do a part 2 soon as well.
100%, man.
But just a quick one, just a quick few questions now. Yeah. Who's the best player that you played with? Because you played with some serious players.
I get asked this a lot. So I would say Burkham and Henry, but I didn't really play with them.
Yeah.
That was training.
Yeah.
And the odd preseason game here and there. Best player I've played with week in, week out. It's out of two stripe, three. I don't know if this counts, but Jay Buffred growing up.
Yeah, he went to, how many clubs did this guy go to?
He's been everywhere. He's
around the world as well, not
he's
just in
Japan
England.
now. Yeah.
Okay, he's in Japan, yeah.
I've got too many to mention. Things that just come. There was David Noble, who was in my youth team. Sick. Like, I knew any run I made, this guy was finding me. Like, sick player. I've got David Graham.
Okay.
He was a striker for Torquay, ended up got a deal in the championship from there. But what a player he was. Like, ability, could score from anywhere, take people on. When I was in Bristol Rovers, Ricky Lambert.
Oh yeah. He had a
quality.
He's had a decent career, innit?
He's shot. Like, this guy used to shoot like 50 balls before and after training. But on a Saturday, if he wanted to ping it top left from 40 yards, he's doing it.
Yeah.
Like, that's someone that worked on his game, and he had the best shot I had seen out of anyone.
Yeah.
He could ping it from anywhere. Had Alex Russell, Torquay.
Okay.
What a player, centre mid.
Is he coaching now?
I think he's over in Australia or something, but he might be doing a little something. Yeah.
Okay.
Good player. So I'd say it's out of them. I can't really pick one. Yeah.
It's tough, innit?
I would say Ricky Lambert, as in terms of strike partnership. That was when I was at my most fruitful. He scored loads of goals, and it was sort of a little and large combination. Yeah.
Old school.
Yeah.
They don't do that no more, really, do they? Like,
nah, not
it's
really.
only like single strikers. And even then, like, look at Pep, he's playing false nine. And,
didn't it? Yeah.
Like, there's not really many strikers left. Oh, is there?
In our day, my day, it was 4-4-2 straight, little and large up front, and just go and win the game.
Michael Owen Heskey, boy.
Yeah, it's just no one. Sometimes it's not even an official striker on the pitch. What I mean. It's just movement. But the game's changed a lot.
100%, man. 100%. Who's your favorite manager that you've played for or coach?
I'd say Kevin Bond.
Okay.
Kevin Bond. He signed me for Bournemouth. Yeah, actually, he did a lot to get me. He he's very close with Harry Redknapp. Was a lot of He was an assistant to Harry in a lot of the clubs he was at, Portsmouth. Then he decided to try on his own, went Bournemouth, but he got Harry to phone my phone and
Okay.
persuade me to go down there in terms of how nice a part of the world Bournemouth was. He was manager at Portsmouth at the time. They was in the Prem doing well. And he said he's gonna be looking at me, obviously. So that kind of
Okay.
persuaded me to go down there. But yeah, Kevin Bond, I like the way his philosophy. It was a footballing team, and he sort of let me just go back to how I was when I was young and let me be free. So yeah, ended up being top goal scorer there again. And I just like the way he managed. He was very relaxed. He weren't a ranter and raver at like some of the other clubs I've been
Yeah.
at in the lower levels. Like just they're
Shouting that.
shouting, just like, and half the time they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there like, what are you doing? But nah, he was good. He knew
Yeah.
he had been at a high level. So
Okay,
yeah,
Kevin Bond. Yeah. No, I've heard good things about him as well, man.
yeah, good guy, man.
Right, last one, bro. Like, obviously, we've been in a crazy time, a lot of time to reflect on things.
Mm.
What's the best lesson that you've learned during this whole pandemic that we've been in?
It's tough, innit? When you strip everything back, family is all you have. If you ain't got family, it's your friends. Obviously, everyone's situation in life's different. So just make sure that you keep them close. Like, forget about the superficial things in the world, chasing money. Obviously, everyone's got to make a living, but make time for your family, really. Yeah,
Mm,
get your priorities straight.
that's powerful, man. Going back to what we spoke about as well, like
Mm,
social media, there's a lot of challenges for these youths these days, man, to
yeah.
kind of keep up with the Joneses, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
hard, man.
It's
It's
hard
hard.
now, man. I'm glad I
Yeah,
weren't growing up in that era, but
yeah,
literally, I just use my social media now for work purposes or the
yeah,
odd picture here and there, but
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
really on it like that. I know the power of it. I know if you're an influencer, you can do your thing on there and
yeah,
make
yeah, yeah,
money. But for me, my Insta's never been like that. So I just keep it calm and I know it's about family now, man.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Powerful, man. Right, last one actually. Any young players that are listening at the moment, what's the best advice that you would give to them?
Just practice, practice, practice. Stay positive. It's tough now. Like football, every kid wants 99% want to be footballers. It's the biggest sport, especially in this country anyway. And what's going to make you different from the rest of them? I mean, some players are very few are blessed with the natural ability.
Mm,
Very few have the wealthy parents that can send them to the best training, best
yeah,
academy. So literally, if I was to advise any young player, um, just to practice and stay positive, and you have to eat, sleep, breathe football.
yeah,
Back in the day, how us lot were.
yeah, yeah,
Now there's a lot of other influences. A lot of these kids now want to be YouTubers and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy, isn't it? The
yeah,
game's just flipped in his
it's
head now.
changed. Yeah,
Yeah,
like you ask the majority of kids now, they want to be like the YouTuber that
yeah,
they follow or they watch or the TikToker.
yeah,
But yeah, if you want to be a footballer, you have to practice every day, like after school. For me and my boys after school, we was going to play football, whether it was in the park, at the Astro,
yeah, yeah.
outside the house, we're playing football.
100%.
Now kids are coming home and they're on their iPads, they're on their
Mm,
phones. So it's changed, man, definitely changed. But to stand out and you have to try and improve yourself every day, work at things you're not good at.
mm,
Only way you can do that is by practice.
mm.
Yeah, you have to just hone your skills, man, and just keep working at
Yeah, yeah.
what the things you're good at and also the things that you're not good at. So
Improve on them, man.
yeah,
Powerful, man, bro. I appreciate your time.
no
Like I
problem,
said,
bro.
we got to do a part two, 100%,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah, we will, man.
So we'll do that in. But for everyone that's tuned in, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Um, and we'll leave the link as well in terms of the
Yeah, yeah,
company as well. People check that out.
yeah.
But yeah, appreciate anyone that's been listening. I think we covered most of the things.
Yeah, I think so, man.
Yeah.
We'll do a part two
Yeah, yeah,
whenever you're
yeah.
ready. Yeah.
100%, man.
But no, I like what you're doing as well, man. The podcast
you, bro.
game, especially the ones that are educational. There might be some young ballers that are coming up, some kids that listen to this and will hopefully take it in.
I'm sure, man.
Yeah, because it's a tough world out there, man.
100%, man. 100%.
You have to be strong-minded. You have to be positive. A lot of the time, you have to not follow the path of your friends and go with the way you feel in terms of if you want to be a baller, you have to cut everything else out, cut out the noise and go for it. So these kind of podcasts where there's a lot of insight into what goes on behind the scenes, but we'll talk more about that in the next one.
100%.
But yeah, there's a lot to know. As you say, everyone sees the glitz and glamour. Oh, you just kick a ball around and you get paid X amount of money. But there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of sacrifice. So you have to just be ready, man. You have to be strong-minded.
100%, man. Well, there you go, people. You heard it, man. We'll catch you soon. Peace.
Take care.
Cool, man. Cheers. Yes, bro.
Cheers, bro.
What are you saying? It was good, yeah?
Yeah, man.
You enjoyed it?
Good little chat. Yeah.
That was good. That was good. That was good.
Cheers, brother.